Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sit down and relax for just a moment here, please. Oh, do we have to talk? Oh, do we have to talk today? I'm going to keep it together. At least I'm going to try to. You know, if you've been with me for any length of time, you realize that there are times where I have these little meltdowns. Well, I'm going to try to keep it together here, but I am not making any promises. I'll be honest with you. These video blogs that I do, these are one take. I have no idea, pretty much, how I'm going to react to certain things that I say that kind of rattle around in my head. Days like today really make me freak out. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about, and again, I'm writing things down in my little book here. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, post-market wrap-up on this Tuesday, November 16, 2021. People, let's start off with the market first, okay? This is how I kind of get myself in the groove. You understand? So stocks were higher today. Nothing dramatic. NASDAQ put on a decent gain, 0.76%. Okay, whatever. It's lovely and everyone's happy watching their investment portfolio gain in value. It's a beautiful thing. It really is, until it isn't. You see, I've covered with you a lot of times, there's a very big difference between someone who is looking at nothing but digits on a screen. That's all they're looking at. And they get happy about it. They get all giddy and all worked up. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They love it. There's a big difference between someone like that and someone that actually owns something that they can hold. You understand? I think you do for the most part. You don't even have to actually hold it. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. This is a debatable topic, and I don't want to talk too much about that because I really will go off the deep end. But when you got like today, everyone invested in this market, they're so giddy and they're so happy looking at those digits on a screen. Who am I to break their bubble? I mean, in my opinion, they got nothing until it becomes realized and they take whatever gains they have out of this market and put that to work in something else. Well, again, there is a debate that maybe we'll have at one particular time here. Anyway, with that said, yes, stock market higher today. 10-year yield higher. Dollar markedly stronger. Listen to the words that Greg Mannarino is about to tell you. Who's Greg Mannarino? Well, that guy I always talk about in the third person. Well, yeah, I'll be him for just a moment here. Yes, lovely people that I love so much. The Dixie, which is a measure of the relative strength of the dollar relative to other currencies, did go higher. I explained to you recently, maybe a week ago, that I expect the relative strength, not absolute strength, the relative strength of the dollar to remain high relative to other currencies. You understand? Let me put another perspective on this for you. The financial market plays with your mind, okay? And I am a clear example of that. You're looking at a guy here who is immersed in it, in every aspect of this market. It's overwhelming to me. I find it entertaining. Sometimes it freaks me out. You all know that. But I think I have a really, really good understanding of this market. And I think you do too, if you've been following this blog. But there are some out here. Just look at the comments who say, oh, look at the dollar. Greg is wrong. The dollar keeps getting stronger. They don't know what they're looking at. This is relative strength, people. When you're looking at the Dixie, it's relative. It's not absolute. You understand? So yes, the relative strength of the dollar did get gained today. But what does that mean? Does that mean we should all be piling into dollars? No. We, you and I, should be running from the dollar as fast as we possibly can and getting into other assets here. The dollar is a dying asset by design. Please tell me you understand that right now, okay? Because I am so sick of explaining the relative strength versus absolute strength. It's driving me nuts. It really is. Okay, so with that said, people, the MMRI, I don't like where the MMRI is right now. Okay, yes, it's still in the green. Okay, so what does it mean for you and me? It means that risk is still relatively low. But at 97.6, last time I just looked at it, again, look for yourself. There is a link down here. It's live, real time, to the MMRI right on my website. Go look at it. There's no other links anymore. Just right there for everyone to look at, like that. It's lovely. You see, I'm trying not to freak out. It's not. It should be raising your awareness. Okay, now there's a lot of talk today on CNBC, especially about, this market selling off sometime soon. Look, I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of people pointing at tops and pointing at bottoms. It's just the most idiotic, stupid, frankly, full retard thing you can possibly do. Nobody can do it. You can get lucky once in a while. I know I have in the past, those of you that have been with me, and sometimes I got it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But we're not in the business anymore of picking tops or bottoms. If the market sells off, would it really surprise you? I mean, what did we find out from the Fed just yesterday? Their semi-annual financial stability report? Well, the stock market is in la-la land, according to the Federal Reserve itself, with valuations that are out of control, with margin debt out of control. People, they've gone nuts. They've gone nuts in this market here. And it's easy money. It's the Fed themselves that are talking about, valuations being stupid. But they've done it. They're the ones behind it all. You know that. Okay, but again, what are they trying to pull off? I don't know. You and I honestly understand this market so clearly. It's frightening to me. Anyway, let's move forward here to some other assets. Cryptocurrencies right now, people, they're under pressure. Bitcoin under 60,000. Okay, there's all this talk again about, major crashes in cryptocurrency. We hear the same thing. It's like you could play a recording over and over and over again. You hear the same things. Okay, oh, it's going to zero. Oh, this is finally it. Oh, this is the top. And every single time, without a single exception, that group of people have been consistently wrong. How do they live with themselves? Look, none of us, even me, is right all the time. Okay? We got to accept that. But when you're wrong 100% of the time, well, maybe it's time to start rethinking. And I'm telling you right here, and I'm telling you right freaking now, that these same people that are calling for Bitcoin zero or crypto's, going to vanish, they're all going to be wrong yet again. All of them are going to be wrong again. And do you think maybe at that point they're going to start to wake up? How about no? They won't do it. They can't. They don't know how. I told you I was going to lose it. Okay. Let's talk. Let us move forward, lovely people. And this is where I might actually have a freaking meltdown. I feel my blood boiling. So turn on the mainstream media right now. Pick a channel. Go on your computer. I don't know. Pop up the CNBC website or Market Watch or Bloomberg, and they are going to fist feed you a line of dog shit from here around the freaking equator of the earth. Seriously, if you took the entire equator, its entire expanse, it's more dog shit that can fill it 10 feet high, 10 feet wide around the freaking world. So what they're trying to do right now is tell you that the stock market put on gains today because of this fantastic retail sales number. Oh, retail sales came in better than expected 1 month ago. Greg Mannarino, some guy named Greg Mannarino, looks exactly like me, also flipped out when they were doing the same thing. We had a blowout number apparently with retail sales. What are people doing? In that video a month ago, I told you what they were doing. People are dumping dollars. They're dumping them in this environment of surging inflation. People, this is nothing new. You don't believe Greg Mannarino, wherever he is? Look back on history at any economy, pick one, it's up to you, where they've experienced inflation like we're seeing now. People want to dump those dollars and acquire things with those dollars before they lose even more purchasing power. People, the Bureau of Labor Statistics just last week, and I covered this, their own study, okay, this is what they're allowing us to know, is that the US dollar is losing approximately 1% of its value every single month. So what would you do? If you knew tomorrow your dollars were going to be worth less than they are today, which they will, what are you going to do? You're going to want to hoard them? You want to pile up those dollars all over your lovely desk? No, you want to get rid of them. You want to get rid of those dollars and buy something while it still has a percentage of its purchasing power. So retail sales that came in better than expected is multiple fold. Number one, and I should have said this earlier today, but I thought it was self-evident being that I covered this last month. These are people dumping dollars because they're losing purchasing power. Number two, yes, you have the rich and the well-off buying big ticket items like cars and houses and boats and freaking this and freaking that. You know what I'm talking about? I think you got it. So yes, but the average guy and the average girl is getting slaughtered by design. Slaughtered. I already told you, margin debt, household debt, exploding here. Credit card debt. It's going crazy and it's not going to stop. But the mainstream media, again, is feeding you a line of dog shit that would circumvent the globe on its equator 10 feet high and 10 freaking feet wide. And they want you to eat it all because they think that's how stupid you are. That you're going to go eat a load of dog shit like that. I don't think so. Not if you follow this blog here. People, I want to cover this because this is getting to the point of full retard. Okay. So we understand that the situation is pretty dire here in the United States. Now, certain places are experiencing food shortages. Okay, it's already being blamed on 1,000 different things, but now they're pushing the blame. Are you ready for this? On hoarders. In other words, people are going out and hoarding food, and this is responsible for driving the price higher. Make that up. Make that up if you could make that up if you tried to. But that's another thing they're going to try to sell you, or they're trying to sell you right now. It's insane. Anyway, this is another piece of lovely thing. We're talking about, rents. Here's another line that they're trying to feed you. We already found out earlier today that rents are surging again at their highest pace ever in history. Now, I'm going to laugh or cry. So this is what they're saying. Rents are surging because of people that just happen to be getting really good paying jobs. Yeah, you see, what you're not supposed to know is net every month, people are losing jobs. Our economy is in free fall. But they want you to believe that rents are rising because people are getting really good jobs here in America. Oh yeah. How about no? They're not. And the fact of the matter is that any jobs that are being filled for the most part are low-paying dog shit jobs. But at least there's something. But again, you want to take real wages with people actually earning with regard to purchasing power, looking at the current rate of inflation, they're getting slaughtered. Slaughtered. But you're not allowed to know that either because it's great and tremendous and fantastic. Now, it gets even worse than that. It gets even worse. I want to talk about that. So we found this out. Make this up. See if you could make something like this up. Okay, I'm going to tell you. So the White House, everyone's getting behind Joe Bidenstein. The man is Frankenstein, believe me. I think the Frankenstein creature was probably modeled after something like him. Well, the White House is saying, I almost can't repeat this, but I'm going to. More government spending will fix inflation. More government spending will fix inflation. Oh, really? Great. Well, why don't we just have the Fed double the assets that they are purchasing, create double the cash that they're making out of thin air, and everything's just going to be fantastic, won't it? How about the polar opposite is true? Polar opposite is true. Okay, but this is the lie that you must be fed that's being propagated by the propaganda freaking ministry. Could you make something like that up? I don't think so. I know maybe you could. If you could make up something like that, I can promise you, make something like that up, you are a lot more creative than I am. What else did I want to talk about, people? I wrote some other stuff down. What's important? What's important here? You know what? I'm done. I'm done with that. But I do have a little surprise for you. It's just lovely. You know what? You ever hear this kind of a statement that membership has its privileges? Well, if you happen to be, just happen to be, a subscriber to my 100% free newsletter, there's like 55,000 people over there right now. I would strongly suggest that you check your email box, because there's a piece of news in there that you're going to want to know. You're going to want to know. Yes, you are. And I'm not even going to tell you what it is. You know why? Because if you are not a subscriber to my free newsletter, I want you to subscribe right freaking now, and you can go read it for yourself. People are trying hard to keep it together, but I'm telling you right now, all this stuff really does get to me, and I'm sure it gets to you too. But we are going to stay on the right side of this, like always. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to get in our way. Nothing. It just can't possibly happen. As a matter of fact, it's going to get even better for those of us who understand the situation, where it's going, and why it's all happening. Again, this is no accident. Nothing that you're seeing, the propaganda, the lies, the distractions, something coming out of, oh yeah, more spending is exactly what we need. We spend more money. If we borrow more cash into existence, if we ask the Federal Reserve to create more, well, guess what? Inflation is going to drop. It's going to be great. Because President Biden promised that we're going to see lower prices. Oh yeah. Maybe that's the way. See, when you're retarded, okay, I'm sorry if this offends anyone. Maybe that's how your brain works. Okay, spend more, inflation will drop. Oh yeah, sounds great to me. Where do I sign up? How do I do that? Creating more debt? Oh, it's beautiful. They want people to believe that if they just continue to borrow and ask their credit card companies to extend their credit lines, they're going to be richer. They're going to be richer, kind of like digits on a screen. Oh, yeah, I have a $25,000 credit line. I just got $25,000 richer. Really? How does that work? Maybe you can explain that to me, too. All right, look, I'm out of here before I really have a meltdown. I'll see all of you later. Please share this stuff. I want to hear from you. And really, could you make some of this stuff up? Could you make it up? I don't think so. Lions and Friends, newsletter subs. Listen to Greg Mannarino. Go check your email box, and if you have not subscribed yet, go do it, okay? Link down here, description of this video. I think you're going to like it. I'll see you.